Hi friends, welcome back. So today we are going to discuss about one more very powerful yoga that is known as Malavya Raja Yoga. Okay, friends, this is a concept of Panchamahapurush Yogas, which is very famous or which is very powerful. Okay, there are five yogas which happen for five major planets actually. Okay, so just to give the background, I'm saying. So when it is formed by Venus, it is known as Malavya Panchamahapurush Yoga. When it is formed by Jupiter, that is known as Hamsa Mahapurush Yoga. When it is formed by Mercury, it is known as the Bhadra Panchamahapurush Yoga. When it is formed by Mars, it is known as the Ruchaka Panchamahapurush Yoga. Okay, so and when it is formed by Saturn, it is known as Shasa Mahapurusha Yoga, Panchamahapurush Yoga. So why this is very important is, friends, the placement of the planets. That is what matters more here. Okay, so just to understand how the Malavya Panchamahapurush Yoga happens, let's try to understand the condition here. It says when Venus is placed in its own sign, Taurus or Libra, or exalted sign Pisces in Kendra, that is first, fourth, seventh, 10th. Okay, from Lagna, Malavya Raj Yoga is formed. Okay, let's consider it. A person is born in a Libra ascendant. Okay, just to give you an example, a person is born in Libra ascendant, and the Venus is placed in the Lagna only. Okay, so there you can clearly see there is a formation of this Malavya Raj Yoga or Malavya Raj Yoga, where Venus is clearly forming the Raj Yoga, even though it is it is the Lord of first house and eighth house, but it is strongly placed in the first house, and it is very comfortable and it's very powerful. Why this condition is powerful, I'll tell you. Here, the Venus is placed in the Lagna itself, so it makes the Lagna very powerful. That is point one. Okay, because the Lagna Lord is sitting in the Lagna only. So even though the person is going for doing business or taking the risk also, he or she'll be able to come out of that, or he'll be able to taking it confidently at least. Okay, because the difference here is when we are taking the risk also, what is the outcome, and if the outcome is going in the other way also, we should have the courage to face it. Okay, so when the Lagna and Moon is very strong, then only the person have such the persons will be very strong with personality, so that they can they have the courage to face any obstacle which will be coming on their way. Okay, so the first thing when we see Malavya or Raj Yoga is this is related, or that is getting formed by the planet of luxury, that is Venus. Okay, and beauty also. So that is why what is the result we can expect when Malavya Raj Yoga is formed is the great wealth, luxury, and material comforts. Yes, because luxury, Venus represents all forms of luxury, luxurious items and luxurious things. So that is why it is a great wealth, luxury, and material comforts. In other terms also, Venus is also considered as the Lakshmi, the planet actually, which represents a kind of Lakshmi also. Okay, because whenever the Venus is not in a good condition, the native may have to face some or the other challenges related to financially struggle also will be can be seen when the Venus is not well placed. But here the Venus is well placed, that is why it is forming Malavya Panchamahapurush Yoga. Okay, and the personality will be attractive because the due to the Venus nature of Venus, and it is associated with Lagna itself. So the person, either that can be a male or female, the person will be very attractive, and will have good manners. Why? Because the Venus is a planet which is soft, right? So the planet soft will have very good manners and will have very attractive personality. If there is that belongs to a male, that there is 100% chance that the male will be very good looking or handsome. If that goes with a female, she'll be very beautiful. Okay, so that is why it is known as attractive personality and fame, respect, and public popularity. Because as Venus is exalted here, okay, and that too in first, fourth, seventh, or 10th houses, so that is why the person will be earning fame, respect, and public popularity. If a person is very wealthy, then obviously he'll become very popular in his circle, or any city, or we can say when we go towards a bigger um, because when we go with country wise, that person will be very popular we get in the country also. So many of these when we see that persons who are successful in this industries, or this particularly we can say that movie making or something, or acting in the field of acting also, because Venus is a form of represents art also. Okay, so that is why for any form of art, so that can include acting also. So the person will obviously will have rich, will be rich in good looks also, will have a lot of money, and will be successful in all the business which is related to that. Okay, and other, even though the person is going other business also, doing other business also, the person will be gaining a huge amount of money and success. Okay, success in business, arts, beauty, fashion, vehicle and property. Okay, and I'm sure that whenever you will see that a person who is able to buy vehicles like before others, then you can understand that the Venus for the person is very good. Okay, Venus is well placed, that is why he or she may be able to buy a vehicle earlier than others. Okay, that is one of the condition which shows that Venus is very well placed in the chart. Okay, the other one, it says that blessings of happiness, peace and prosperity. Yes, this is very important, like friends. So whenever the planet Venus is in a very good condition, the planet will be, the person will be very happy. Okay, because at times we may have seen that the person, when Ruchaka, suppose for example, let's say Ruchaka Raj Yoga, it can give a lot of property, but the person may not have some kind of satisfaction out of that, because the person at times becomes very irritating, or remains kind of unsatisfied. Okay, but Venus is the planet which gives satisfaction. Okay, that is why it says that blessings of happiness, peace and prosperity, because these three things are very important. First thing is, it is a natural benefit planet, that is why anything which is coming also, that will give pleasure and happiness. Okay, that will not be of much struggle, and the person will always be in a comfort, which gives a kind of satisfaction to you. When earning, a person is earning a lot of money, but he has to do a lot of hard work, as well as maybe he is doing a work which is very challenging, right? Here the thing is like, the person will be getting things very easily or comfortably. Okay, that's a kind of blessing. That is why this Malavya Panchamahapurush Yoga is very powerful, and it gives everything. I can see it gives everything to the planet. Okay, provided that the person should maintain a very good character. Okay, the character of the person should be very good. And the other thing is, whenever the peculiar part about this thing, I will tell you, when we see in any chart, you may see that the Venus is exalted, that too in the maybe in the first, fourth, seventh or 10th house. Okay, but all the time you may see that Venus, Mercury and Sun, three of them will be, they will be placed very nearby. Okay, so we have to see once, like what is the degree of Venus has. Okay, whether Venus is strong or weak. Okay, the second thing is, it is not combust or it is not retrograde. Okay, because the more the planet will be having no afflictions with it, the results will be very good. Okay, but if there is any kind of afflictions, means first thing, the Raj Yoga also will be there. I don't say that it won't be there, but there will be some kind of disturbance which will be attached to that one. Okay, when there is any kind of affliction which can be found by Rahu, Ketu, or Venus is getting combust, or such kind of situation is formed, then the results will be less. Okay, or the results also, if it is there also, the last line will not be there, like blessings of happiness, peace and prosperity. There will be some of the other way, life may have some challenges. Okay, and all the time these days it's very difficult to find out any chart without any affliction. Okay, even though there'll be a Raj Yoga which is formed in the chart, that will have afflictions. I repeat that term, saying that the planet should not be weak in when we see the degree wise strength. Okay, so the degree wise strength also, I will tell you, the degree wise strength must remain between 12 to 18 degrees. Okay, it should not be combust. Okay, then if it is exalted, and we have to see that whether Rahu and Ketu are placed with it. Okay, the more benefic planets are placed with it, it will give very good results. But suppose Rahu, Ketu or Saturn, of course Saturn and Venus will once again create a very good, very powerful wealth yoga actually. But that's let's not go back there. Okay, so here just we are trying to understand that any kind of Rahu, Ketu or Saturn, whenever they are in any other planet, that can create some or the other kind of dosha, which which a lot of people may see or may not see. Also, what I'm saying here is, like, we will see that the person may have a really may have a Malavya Panchamahapurush Yoga. Okay, but we can see that the condition of a few other planets are not well. Okay, for example, let's say the lord of the second house, or maybe the lord of the 11th house is getting debilitated in some other house. Okay, so that will create one more issue, even though this is getting formed. Okay, and expenses is one more issue which is there. And Malavya Panchamahapurush Yoga also, person can have a lot of expenses, because yes, the Venus is exalted here, so there is a less chance that person will be satisfied with very will not be satisfied without buying very expensive stuff. Okay, because that is all about look, style and luxury. So people will obviously use the kind of things that will that will have a very huge price. Okay, that's very see, that is seen very clearly here. That is the very reason why Pisces only Venus gets exalted. That's the thing we must remember there. 12th house is the house of expenses. In that house only the Venus is getting exalted. Remember that. If I'm saying about this Kalpurush Kundali, so in that, Pisces is the sign where Venus is actually getting exalted. Okay, so we must understand, we can see very clearly it is the 12th house where Venus is getting exalted, because that likes going buying expensive stuff, and going to very luxurious places, or staying a very luxurious life, even though it can be very costly or very expensive, but the person won't care for that one, because they have that in their nature, so they will do that. So this is all about Malavya Panchamahapurush Yoga, friends. Like, you can see that if you have such yoga, okay, this is a very powerful yoga actually. So I'll in my further videos I'll be discussing about all these yogas found by 4 more planets, which will be very interesting. Okay, so friends, if you find this video informative, or if you find this enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Support means a lot to me. First of all, I must thank you all for watching this video and for all your support. Thank you so much, friends. If you have any queries or any questions or any doubt that you have, you can put it in the comments. Once I check, I'll respond to them. Thank you so much, friends. Once again, bye bye.